Well, I don't know how it happened, but it looks like this week's becoming trailer week. I hope it's just trailer day. I got things I gotta do. But that top bracket, it broke. I just spot welded it on there before. I really welded it on there this time. But also, I determined that the doors don't need to come off. I thought there might be, so I left it for a couple years, picking up various things, wondering and trying to figure out would I need to take the doors off ever. And in 2 years, I've never had to take the doors off. So uh, I welded the bottom portions here, and this acts like a hinge, and this is the receiver for it. And it goes like this, and I welded right there after it was in the receiver, because it's not going to be able to come off. But if you don't do that, just go down the road, even though you've got three of them, they will come out, all three of them, and your door is dangling. Now, I always gather the door with a chain and a lock in the middle where the two doors meet. So it hung on there, but it did come off, and more than once, about 3 times before I, started clamping it down with bungee cords. And then I, just evaluated, would the doors ever need to come off? And not once in 2 years did I ever need to take the doors off, picking up various things over and over again. So just now, I put a weld right here, a bead, and it won't come through. And so the doors, they won't come off anymore. Be real quiet. It's a hawk. Don't ask me what he's doing there. I have no idea. Wow. Hey, what's this? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I might as well put the box there working on the trailer anyway. Box came. Might as well install it. Now I have a place to throw all my straps and what have you. Who knows? A lot of crap can fit in there. And I don't have to worry if I've got them or I don't got them. They'll be in there. So it won't be an issue. Or I forgot the other half. The other day I forgot the ratchets and brought the straps. Oh, yeah. That won't help you much. I mean, you can tie them on there, but it's much nicer to have the ratchet. Now the ratchet and the straps can be together. They can all be in the box and like that. Hey, didn't take very long. Now the other day, I don't know, I got something from somewhere and I had to assemble it myself, right? No big deal. Well, part A and part B, they're not drilled at the same place. Came from China. They're not drilled at the same place, so it's just like you have what's happened to you 1,000 times. The holes don't line up, which just makes me so. I just let it go right away. not worth having a coronary over. But, I got on the computer. I fell down a rabbit hole. But I stayed the course, and I was trying to contact China. See if I could locate anybody that would care or whatever. Anyway, I got a hold of this guy, this Chinese guy, and his name was Wen Hung Lo. And I said, Lo, I'm even email. I'm not, I'm on the internet with him, chatting. It's ridiculous. China landed on the moon. You can't drill these plates so they match? Well, he proceeded to explain to me through an interpreter that he took this very issue up with his supervisor. And his supervisor's name was Hu Flung Pu. And Pu told him, I don't care about quality, about accuracy. I care about numbers and the amount we produce, but most importantly, the amount we ship to America. I don't care, he said. He said Hu Flung Pu just said he doesn't care if it matches or not. It doesn't matter. It's the numbers. That's not where the numbers are. The numbers on the unit shipped to America. What are they going to do? Send it back? So he pressed him a little bit. And then Wen Hung Lo, he told me he got the feeling that if he pressed him much farther, that was obvious he wasn't going to do anything about it. And he got the feeling, Wen Hung Lo did, that he was going to get run over by a tank in Tiananmen Square. So he backed off. But he confided in me and said, hey, that's just the way it is. And unfortunately, that really is the way it is. But, you can make perfectly centered holes by using center punches. Put it on the mill. The mill will do it perfectly. You can find exact dead center. I was using a script, a scriber, and I scribed my metal, and then I was going to drill a hole, and I could feel the point of the drill dropping in the line that the scribe made. I thought, this is very cool. This is very cool. I know I'm exactly centered. So there's ways to do it, but China doesn't care about it. I think everybody knows that, but I don't know. When I get something like that, I never buy it again. I don't care what. I let my feet and my money do the talking. And if you screw me, I'm the kind of person that won't do business with you for life. I'll pay $100 more for whatever it is just to go around you. But people like that usually end up broke. So, but it's still the way I am. Can't change it. Don't want to change it. It's the principle of the thing. I don't have to call anybody really. Just have my feet and my money do the talking. Eventually, hopefully, that makes a difference. Well, we got sheep on the farm, and we got steers. So there's no shortage of food. Got chickens and all. But Frank, he's one of my horses. He roams out there on the foothills just before it goes up into the mountains. And about, 6 years ago, he didn't come home one night. He didn't always come home anyway, but I just didn't see him around. So I went out looking for him. And I found him. And he was all tore up. He got into a fight with a cougar. And the cougar wanted to eat him. And he was about 15 years old when this happened. And so, I got him home. I nursed him back to health. He was clawed up. Oh my God. But he won. And he had a bunch of blood on his right rear hoof. So I figured he got some distance between him and the cat and nailed him. You know, a horse nails you at 5 feet, you're usually a goner. It'll rearrange your head and your face and probably scramble your brains. But if it's short of that, you'll live. And an animal will too. But if he gets it right in the kisser from 5 feet away, that's the hardest a horse can kick. So that was then, 5 or 6 years ago. And then about 3 years ago, same thing. Didn't see him. Went out looking for him. Couldn't find him. Went out looking for him on day 2 on horseback. Couldn't find him. Well, the 3rd day, just before the sun went down, I found him. He was dead. I don't know if it was the same cougar. I don't think it was the same cougar, because I think that cougar that gave all that blood to his hoof didn't make it. But Frank never made it either. There he lay. And they had severed his head, from his spinal cord. So I picked up his head and brought it home. Brought it back to the ranch. And that was a story about my horse called Frank. But yeah, you got to watch out for them cougars. They will get you. They don't mess around either. There was this guy. He was out there hiking in California somewhere, and he ran into this cougar. And this cougar, it was on YouTube. I can't find it. I've looked for it for months. Anyway, the cougar was getting down ready to crouch. And the guy would yell, and then, the cougar would yield. It wouldn't run away. This went on for like 10 or 15 minutes. So the cougar, after about the 10 or 11 or 12 minute mark, is crouched. He's ready to attack. You can see he's gonna pounce. And the guy's saying, I don't want to kill this cat, but I'm going to have to. This cat's not backing down. So the cat starts salivating, and he's licking his chops, and oh my God, it was a real deal. This cat was coming no matter what. You could tell by his body language that he decided he was going to eat that man. And he made a move, and the guy fired, took out the cat. They're dangerous. You got to watch it. When you're out there in the woods, on the trail, make sure you got your wits about you. Yeah, this is was my horse, Frank. Yeah, I found him dead out there. One time I was eating some sheep testicles. Oh, sheep testicles are very tasty. They're way, way better than Rocky Mountain oysters. You got to try them. If you ever get the chance, try them. Anyway, I was eating some for dinner one night. I was out at the barn. He come walking up. He wanted some, motioned like he wanted some. So I gave him some. He ate it. Oh, God. Anyway, his nose is still there, but it's, and his eyes are in the socket, but, he was a good horse. He never let me down. He just lost to a cougar.